Oof. I haven't even looked at this.
The final score's at the bottom.
Yeah, is that where?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, couldn't be prouder. Um, these are fun, man. These are really, really fun, and it never gets old. Um, I couldn't be prouder of a locker room. Um, probably never been through a year like this one. Well, I never have. Um, just so many different things, and you don't withstand that if you don't have character. You don't withstand that if you don't have substance. Um, and yeah, you got to have really good players. But I thought our, weird day. It was a weird, weird day. I'm laying in my recliner. Kind of got 15, 20 minutes. Just eyes closed. I looked. Nebraska's up. They're down 10. I said, yeah, let me kind of. I never watch a game on TV, so I kind of flipped to my phone, and all of a sudden they're up one, and now the old heart starts racing, and you sure wasn't ever going to turn the dadgum thing on TV because it would. But it's a crazy game. It's the best league in the country because of that, and then we get a team that's won 8 of 9, has one of the best players in the country, um, and fall down 15. We're short Jacob Grandison, who's been instrumental for us all year. You guys know I have more confidence in Jake than anybody. But insert Coleman Hawkins, 37 minutes, 11 rebounds. I told him before the game he had to have 12 for us to win. Big three. And at the end of the first half was the biggest stretch, going on a 9-0 run to get it where it was manageable. We told our team for 2 days, they're a team of runs. They had the 21-2 run in the game in Iowa City. So we withstood it, and Plummer made a big basket at the half, and our defense finally settled in. But it took everyone. And 5 years ago, I was wondering if we'd ever get out of the Wednesday game, and we weren't even close. And then for Trent and DeMonte, um, to go out this way is, and this is why I do this is for to see guys that you know I don't yeah I mean just have all the success, stay with it, grind through it. Um, really happy for those guys, and but I'm happy for Champaign Urbana. I'm happy for the state of Illinois. Um, it's been a long time coming. It's a great program, and I'm very privileged to be the head basketball coach here. So now we got to go, enjoy this one a little bit and get ready for Friday.
Jeremy?
You said you want to bring more banners and trophies here, but to get this Big Ten regular season championship, given last year, given what this program was 5 years ago, what's it mean to actually get a share of the Big Ten title for your program?
A lot. It's the best league in the country. I think last year was the number one rated league in the history of college basketball, and we won 16 games. And to follow that up, losing a first-team All-American, a guy who's arguably one of the best rookies in the NBA, in Ayo Dosunmu, to lose, Georgie, to lose Ace, and to be able, and then a whole staff. I couldn't be prouder of my staff. I'm ecstatic with this group of guys. It's really hard, and the old staff was fantastic. They're a big part of this, but it's really hard to have chemistry right, and to be able to bring guys in. They don't know me like that on the court, and they don't know what our program's about. And for that to happen, synergy is important, and we lost a lot. But Trent Frazier, DeMonte Williams deserve all of the credit for keeping that locker room right, and Kofi. And so it means a lot. It means a lot. That'll be one that I'm pretty proud of. I lived the fight every day.
Way back in the right.
Brad, for Trent and DeMonte's first game to be the Eastern Illinois game and their last game to be that. What does it say about how far they've brought the program in their time here?
I don't know if you can go any further. I mean, we were about as bad as you could be in one way, and you become a Big Ten champion in the best league in the country, and do it a couple years. Man, that's about as big a spectrum and as wide a gap as you can possibly get, because we were a really bad basketball team that night in Charleston.
Coach, can you comment on a couple of defensive performances that seemed to change the game in the second half? Andre Curbelo and Coleman Hawkins.
Yeah, Dre's such an elite defender. And we had him on a couple of different matchups. They hurt us with Perkins has been tremendous and hurt us with his size and physicality. He was on the offensive glass, and then Coleman's Coleman's got a chance to be one of the elite defenders in the country, and his length I thought bothered Keegan. 7 of 22. He got 22 points, but he took 22 shots. Feel pretty good about that. And he did a great job on him in the first game. But, I think the other one, Doug, is Kofi guarding Chris. And, he did a really good job on Murray and on Chris, and it was a matchup problem in the first go around. And I thought he did a nice job. But after we got out of the first half, and made that little comeback, I felt like our defense had some teeth after that.
Back in the far right again.
After the past 5 years with all the ups and downs you've had, having this be the last game with Trent and DeMonte, is this one of the most special parts of your job or your career?
That's why I do it. That's why we do it. They come in as little boys, and I mean that. And they call it boys basketball in high school. Now it's men's basketball. And to see them grow and to see them go through all the struggles and the trials and tribulations, not just on the court, but off the court. That's why you do it. And those are two guys that are going to be really, really successful because of all the stuff they went through here. They're going to be really successful in whatever their endeavors take them. But meantime, I'd like about 9 more games with them.
Derek?
Knowing what was at stake and what the opportunity presented with Nebraska winning, how did you approach that with your guys, and how did they handle that?
Never said a word. They knew. I mean, if I got to say something, then that was the first 2 years. The first 2 years, I had to spell everything out. They knew what was there, and they were texting me, and so it was more about dealing with the emotion of. I was more worried about the emotion of having senior night and trying to get through that and get them energized and going and senior days are tough.
Right here on the right.
Coach, much closer rebounding margin in this game than the one a few months ago. What growth have you seen from Iowa in that category in this game, and maybe just what have you seen from them, especially over the last month or so?
Well, defensively, right now they've got the best DER in the league since they put Perkins, I think, in the lineup, and that's an 8-9 game stretch. They're one of the teams that has a unique capability to play 2 different ways, and they can play really small and spread you out and drive you, and the Twins are elite at it. It helped Jordan today because we felt like if Jordan and Keegan both got going, it was going to be a hard night. But and then Rebraca was gives them a post presence and some size. So, but they're playing very, very hard. They're playing as hard as anybody we've played, and their lineup change helped them, in my opinion.
Dan?
Brad, you had some potential program pieces in the building tonight, watching the game. What does not only the championship in the big picture, but the moment itself, the court storming and all that stuff, what does that do for perception of the program and in terms of recruiting? How does that help?
Well, if they didn't enjoy that, then they can go someplace else, and we're going to kick their ass. If you didn't get to have a moment and enjoy that, so I would, guys like Kofi and Trent and all those. That's why they, we sell that. We sell winning championships, and we sell the opportunity to be in the best league in the country, to play in front of our fans, and to be in games like this. Now, they're gonna get elevated, here in the next month, but that's why we're here, and that's why each one of these guys are here, and they enhance their. They grow as people being in those games. And yet for those young guys that we're all here today to watch us and watch that and to, watch Kofi and now to have the state tournament back here in this building where that just happened. Oh, that's pretty cool. And, I'm ecstatic. There's so many people to thank for the state tournament, but it belongs here. And, they can envision moments like they just saw tonight.
Joey.
Brad, when you replay that scene after the game, whatever point you do, what moments, what snapshots will stand out to you?
Well, Josh about broke my neck with the hug, and it was really hot. Here's the beauty of all that. I've been blessed in my career to be a part of. It encompasses so many people, and college athletics is the single greatest sport, because it creates memories that last a lifetime. And everybody that was on that court tonight that was a student will remember that moment for the rest of their life. And we all will, because we were participants, but they were there. They were a part of it. And to me, that's what this is all about. And it's our community, it's our university, it's our state. And, it's a great group of guys who they actually got to see and touch and maybe they do that already at one of the establishments on Green Street, but they get to enjoy that moment and share it with them. And to me, that's what this thing's all about.
Alex.
Brad, when you think back 5 years ago to Josh first calling you and seeing your interest in this job, you call it your dream job, to win a Big Ten championship here, just through this entire process, did you ever think that it wouldn't happen?
That's really easy. And I think the one thing maybe you guys don't know me yet, but there's not 1 second I ever thought that it would not happen. Is that me?
You're good.
I don't think that way. I don't look backwards. I self-evaluate all the time, but do I need something else?
Switch mic.
That work? So I don't ever think that way. And, Kofi knows, that losing's not acceptable. I've said that a bunch. Winning's darn hard, but losing's not acceptable. And I've never thought for a second that we wouldn't get it done. It's too good a job. And we had too many things with great synergy that were working the right way. The State Farm Center being redone and raising money for Ubben and the hardest thing was just actually starting to win. So we became somewhat sexy with recruits. And but I don't ever doubt that. I don't ever doubt that. I try to surround myself with good people, and they're positive, and we work, and that's been a big part of it.
Coleman's missed dunk maybe had the potential to be maybe a bad moment. How did he stay locked in over the next couple of minutes and keep playing at the level that he was at?
Yeah, I hope that's growth and maturity, and son of a gun needs some hops, man. I mean, I don't know how you miss that, but no, he made the right play, and just one of those deals, and he's mature, he's growth, and I'm not sure he would have reacted that way 6 games into this season.
Brett, it seems important to you that you got somebody with Illinois in their blood, like Chester Frazier. He was a freshman when the 17-year drought happened. Like, he was obviously very emotional after winning one. What's it meant to have him on your staff, and how do you feel like he's impacted having Illinois in his?
Yeah, he's orange and blue now. I mean, the first day I called him, I mean, he's telling me about the golf team and what they shot and the regional tournament, and I mean, he follows it all. And that young guy is not just because he came to Illinois, but because he's really good at his job. And I followed him for 10 years, and his personality, he's a great family man. His personality fit me. But no one has more sweat equity than him. I mean, he gets out there sometimes and plays with our guys and scout team. And, he's got just as much pride doing that now as he did, when he played. So yeah, that was an easy hire.
Brad, I'm going to actually ask about the game. In the first half, it seemed like your defense wasn't as good. What led to those kind of defensive breakdown? Was it too much energy, emotion, or was it just mistakes?
No, did you see where our pickup point was? Our pickup point, what I mean by that, Toussaint had a huge impact in the game during that stretch. And one of the great challenges of playing basketball in space is you're in the corners. And a lot of times it's our really good shooters, and it's guards. And Keegan leaks out a little bit, and he rim runs, and then you've got to get those guys got to run a full 94 feet. Well, Toussaint, they were getting the ball out of that, and they'd practice it. They do a great job. It's one of Iowa's deals. And they sprint the ball down the court, and all of a sudden, Toussaint's at the Big Ten logo. And they were living in the paint. And so it was forcing help. And Kofi come over to try to support. And then there was an offensive rebound. And, if they did miss. So it was just it was a matter of getting back in transition. It was a matter of getting the ball stopped earlier. And, oh, that's so pretty. I kick my wife out of bed tonight and sleep with that thing. But it will be, that was a big part of it. And I think, once we made them play in half court, I felt pretty solid, but they're averaging 88 a game for a reason. They're not doing that just against us. They're doing that against a lot of people.
Coach, you look at the box score, it's another double for Kofi. Do you think
About time.
Do you think that gets taken for granted at all at sometimes? And with the postseason award season coming up, what's the case for him for Big Ten national player?
It should be in all of those. It should win all of those. Now I went into a 4-game funk where, hell, Doug, you got more rebounds the last 3 games than he did. So, right? Shit. But yeah, it's nice to see him back with double doubles. Do we take him for granted? No. And, but he's a difference maker, and he's that on both ends. When Kofi plays with that elite energy, like he did today, Kofi's the most dominant player in college basketball. And that's the truth.
Brad, many people say the Big Ten is also the best conference for coaches. As a guy from the Florida junior colleges, 10 years in Macomb, what's it mean to be up there? Did you ever think you'd be up there as Big Ten champion cutting down nets?
Jim, I don't know if I ever look at it that way. I coached the game for the game. And you know what? And this sounds, winning at Daytona Beach was really a good feeling too. And you just do it in front of a lot more. I coach because I love guys and the interaction and scheming and putting it together. And I don't mean to sound trivial, but gosh darn, winning's hard wherever you're at. And I've been really fortunate, believe in what we do. And, but this one means something, because it was, I know where it was. And, this one's got a little different feel because this one's something that, as much as I wanted to win those first couple years, it was not happening. So, but
My fault, Coach.
I'm not lying. Am I?
Not at all.
So, but yeah, this is special.
We'll go to Jackson, then we'll take questions from players.
I think with about a minute left, a bunch of the fans started piling up near the exits about to storm the court. Did you notice that? And just what does that mean to see all the fans so excited about the program given where it was when you first arrived?
I did not notice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's fun. I mean, that is to me a good court storm for a celebration. Gosh darn, man. I mean, that's what this thing's about, man. Our guys got to enjoy that with a lot of students and a lot of people, and to me, that's fun. I'm gonna go dry off. I'm soaked. Great job, boys. They tell you we're practicing tomorrow.
But we got off.
Enjoy that trophy.
We got off tomorrow. Tomorrow, bro. Covered. Recovered. That's mine, dude.
Hey, Kofi, can you bring that trophy down here?
What's wrong with that?
I got it. There you go.
I like doing that.
Trent's gonna set you in a minute. I want you to
I guess Kofi, sorry, Kofi and DeMonte